So we are picking up on October the 13th. We've skipped more or less an entire month, maybe a month and a half, but all good. We're going to pick up here. Today's entry is entitled Revenge is a Dish Best Not Served. And the quotation is The best way to avenge yourself is not to be like that. And this comes from Marcus Aurelius, Meditation 6.6. There's a second quote on here saying, How much better to heal than seek revenge from injury. Vengeance wastes a lot of time and exposes you to many more injuries than the first that sparked it. Anger always outlasts hurt. Best to take the opposite course. Would anyone think it normal to return a kick to a mule or a bite to a dog? This comes from Seneca on Anger 3.27.2, in case anyone cares. The entry here is, let's say that someone has treated you rudely. Let's say someone got promoted ahead of you because they took credit for your work or did something dishonest. It's natural to think, oh, that's how the world works, or one day it'll be my turn to be like that. Or most common, I'll get them for this. Except those are the worst possible responses to bad behavior. As Marcus and Seneca both wrote, the proper response, indeed the best revenge, is to exact no revenge at all. If someone treats you rudely and you respond with rudeness, you have not done anything but prove to them that they were justified in their actions. If you meet other people's dishonesty with the dishonesty of your own, guess what? You're proving them right. Now everyone is a liar. Instead, today, let's seek to be better than the things that disappoint or hurt us. Let us try to be the example we'd like others to follow. It's awful to be a cheat, to be selfish, to feel the need to inflict pain on our fellow human beings. Meanwhile, living morally and well is quite nice. All right. I like this one. I think that I agree with it for the most part. I'm looking back here. It says, if someone treats you rudely and you respond with rudeness, you have not done anything but prove to them that they were justified in their actions. I don't think that part is necessarily true. I think there's a fine line, or I think that there is a line between allowing people to disrespect you um, and fighting fire with fire, or serving an eye for an eye. We all know that. We've all heard the phrase that an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind, or keeps the whole world blind, or whatever it is. I think that it takes a lot of a person to take the higher moral ground. I think it can also teach people a lesson, and there's various reasons why someone may mistreat you. Maybe they're having a bad day, or maybe they're a rotten person, or uh, there can be a number of reasons behind someone's behavior. And in most cases, if you're able to be the person that takes the higher moral ground and act in a way that is more in, has more integrity than they do, I think you can also teach them, right? Like a lot of people, I think, especially in the current, society that we live in today, which oftentimes rewards selfishness or pits people against each other for monetary gains or for personal gains. People are not expecting for someone to take the higher moral ground or do the right thing, even if it doesn't necessarily directly benefit them. And I think a lot of people can actually learn from this, right? Or you can make people think, if you don't act in the expected way, even if it would put you ahead, people might take that and think twice. So I think you can also affect or influence people's behavior in a positive way by not fighting fire with fire. But I think more importantly, in what Seneca and Aurelius are saying here, is that it's about us internally, right? Even if it's like, are you going to do the right thing even if no one's watching? And that's like the definition of integrity, right? It's like doing the right thing when no one's watching. And I think that is the most important thing, because if you are dishonest, you may sometimes have the ability to be dishonest and not have people know, whether it comes to, I don't know, stealing or doing a one up on someone without the boss knowing, for example. But inside, right? And there's a quote that I like that says something like, every action you take is it builds another brick of your character, right? And when you do something once, it gives you the permission to do it again. And I think what we all have to ask ourselves or remind ourselves is, what type of person do we want to be, right? What kind of character do we want to have? And everything we do points to that. And how we do one thing is how we do everything. So whether it's a big thing or a small thing, if we act in a way that's consistent with our character, or how we want our character to be, that is the essence of who we are. Coming back to the quotation one last time, we have here: revenge is a dish best not served. The best way to avenge yourself is not to be like that. And how much better to heal than seek revenge from injury? Vengeance wastes a lot of time and exposes you to many more injuries than the first that sparked it. Anger always outlasts hurt. Best to take the opposite course. Would anyone think it normal to return a kick to a mule or a bite to a dog?